Hello everyone and welcome back. Many people have old coins sitting in drawers, not realizing that some of them could actually be worth a fortune. Among those coins is the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin with the day mint mark. This coin was minted in Denver and marked the first year of issue for the Susan B. Anthony dollar series, which honored one of America's most influential women's rights activists. Though many people overlooked this coin back in the day, today it has become a piece that coin collectors around the world search for, especially in high-quality condition. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was made from a copper-nickel composition, with a weight of around 8.1 grams and a diameter of 26.5 millimeters. It features the portrait of Susan B. Anthony on the obverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the famous day mint mark right near the dates, just above her shoulder. On the reverse, the coin proudly shows an eagle landing on the moon, carrying an olive branch, a design inspired by the Apollo 11 mission, symbolizing peace and human achievement. Now, in terms of circulation, this coin was produced in large numbers. Millions of these coins were made for everyday use, but the value can vary dramatically depending on the condition, rarities, and whether there are any minting errors. A normal 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in good circulated condition might only be worth $1. Its face value, however, when the coin is in very fine or mint state condition, collectors are willing to pay much more for it. Coins that are in very fine condition show only light wear and have most of their details still visible, making them quite desirable to collectors who want a clean, yet affordable piece of history. As of today's market in the United States, a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in very fine condition can sell for anywhere between $2 to $5, sometimes even higher depending on its luster and sharpness. But when you move into uncirculated or high-grade mint state examples, the prices can rise sharply. Coins graded MS65 or better by professional services like PCGS or NGC have been known to sell for $20 to $50 or even more. Some rare varieties and errors from the 1979 series have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars. For instance, coins with a misaligned die, a filled mint mark, or a weak strike can catch collector attention and go for surprising amounts at auction. While the 1979 D is generally common, the condition, eye appeals, and unique minting characteristics can make one coin far more valuable than another. Collectors love the Susan B. Anthony series not only because of its historical importance, but also because it was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman. Susan B. Anthony was a symbol of equality, courage, and determination, and owning one of these coins feels like holding a small piece of that legacy. Even though most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars might only be worth a few dollars, it's always worth taking a close look at your coin. Examine the mint mark carefully, observe the surface for any doubling or die breaks, and check the rim for any oddities. These small details can sometimes turn an ordinary dollar into an extraordinary discovery. So before you spend that shiny 1979 dollar, think again. It could be the coin that changes your collection. Always remember that coin values can rise over time as demand grows and fewer high-grade examples remain in circulation. Whether you are a casual collector or a serious numismatist, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is a coin that tells a powerful story, one that blends history, art, and the continuing fascination with America's rich coinage legacy. Back in 1979, the United States Mint introduced a brand new $1 coin that looked unlike anything Americans had seen before. It was small, silvery, and bold, featuring the portrait of a woman who had fought all her life for equal rights. Susan B. Anthony. For the first time in U.S. coinage history, the portrait of a real woman, not an allegorical figure, appeared on a circulating coin. The coin was meant to replace the large Eisenhower dollar that had proven bulky for everyday use. But this small change brought big reactions. And the story of the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar remains one of the most fascinating chapters in modern American coin history. The coin was struck at three mints: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. The Denver Mint used the small letter D just above Susan B. Anthony's shoulder to show where it was made. This tiny mint mark would later become important for collectors looking to distinguish one variety from another. At first glance, the 1979 D dollar might look like just another piece of pocket change. But under a magnifiers, every detail tells a part of its story: the crisp lettering, the stars circling her portrait, and the proud eagle landing on the moon on the reverse side. An image inspired by the Apollo 11 mission, symbolizing peace and achievement. The coin's composition is a copper nickel clad around a pure copper core, giving it a silvery tone that resembles the quarter. This, ironically, became one of the main reasons the Susan B. Anthony dollar failed in circulation. Many Americans confused it with a quarter because of its size and color, and shopkeepers often refused it, thinking it would cause counting errors. The public reaction was so negative that the mint had to stop producing it after only a few years. But that short production span is what made the 1979 series so interesting for collectors today. Now, let us talk about the 1979 D in particular. The Denver Mint produced tens of millions of these coins. So at first, it may seem common, but when you start paying attention to the details: surface quality, sharpness of the strike, and any minting irregularities, some examples start to stand out dramatically. A coin in ordinary circulated condition might only be worth its face value, $1, but when that same coin survives in very fine condition or better, with only light wear and most details clearly visible, its market value increases significantly. Coins in very fine condition typically show minor wear on the high points of Susan B. Anthony's hair and cheeks, but all the lettering and stars remain sharp. The fields may have light contact marks, yet the overall eye appeal is strong. Collectors appreciate such pieces because they still preserve the artistry of the design while being affordable compared to mint state coins. In today's U.S. coin markets, a 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar in very fine condition can bring anywhere from $2 to $5. It might not sound like much, but that's already several times its face value, and for collectors building a high-grade set, it's a necessary piece. When you move up the grading scale, things get much more exciting. Uncirculated coins, graded MS60 through MS65, start attracting higher attention. A clean 1979 D with full luster and sharp strike, graded MS65, might sell for $20 to $50. Superb gem coins graded MS67 or higher are scarcer and can cross into the hundreds. At major auctions, the finest known examples with exceptional surfaces, toning, or strike quality have achieved prices close to or beyond $1,000. These are the elite coins that serious collectors chase because of their perfection and rarity. Even more fascinating are the error coins. The Susan B. Anthony series produced some well-known varieties. A few 1979 coins show doubling in the lettering or on the mint mark, while others have die cracks or planchet flaws. Although the 1979 D is not as famous for major doubled dies as the Philadelphia issue, collectors still hunt for any unusual die varieties. If a coin shows a filled-in or weak D mint mark, a misaligned strike, or off-center design, it can become far more valuable than a normal example. Some dramatic mint errors have fetched hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how visible and unique they are. To appreciate the true worth of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, we also need to understand its place in U.S. history. The coin represents more than just currency. It symbolizes a social milestone. Susan B. Anthony dedicated her life to women's rights and voting equality. Her image on a U.S. coin was a landmark moment, reminding the country of her struggle and the progress that followed. Each time collectors hold one of these coins, they re not only holding a dollar, they re holding a reminder of America's ongoing journey toward equality. Over the years, the public perception of this coin has changed. What was once seen as a failed experiment in currency has become a beloved collectible. When the U.S. Mint reissued the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1999 to bridge the gap before the Sacagawea dollar, demand from collectors spiked. That renewed interest spilled backward into the original 1979 series, making early mintages like the 1979D more desirable than ever before. If you happen to find a 1979D Susan B. Anthony dollar in your pocket change, take a closer look before spending it. Check the mint mark. Inspect the surface. And if it looks clean and sharp, protect it in a plastic holder. Even a coin that seems common today could appreciate over time, especially as more collectors enter the hobby. Remember, the coin market often rewards patience and preservation. What may only be worth a few dollars now could be worth much more in the future if kept in great condition. For anyone curious about current market values, prices fluctuate slightly depending on silver prices, collector demand, and grading trends, even though the coin itself contains no silver. In 2025, a well-preserved 1979D Susan B. Anthony dollar typically trades around $2 to $5 in very fine condition, about $10 to $20 in uncirculated condition, and much higher for top-graded examples or rare errors. That's a good return for a coin that many people still overlook in their change jars. So, if you ever come across that small, shiny dollar coin with the letter D above the date, pause for a moment and appreciate what it stands for. It's not just a coin, it's a story about innovation, the equality, and the beauty of American coinage. Keep it safe, share its history, and maybe one day, that 1979D Susan B. Anthony dollar could surprise you with its hidden value. Every coin tells a story, and this one tells a story of progress, pride, and possibility, a small coin with a big legacy that continues to shine in collectors' hearts and hands even decades later. Thank you for watching the entire video. You can tell us in the comments what we should make the next video about.